What's a challenging realization about dating and relationships that you had to come to terms with as you grew older? That it's not disrespectful to hit on a girl. That was always my main fear growing up, being the shy kid I was. I could have been a little more proactive, which I've learnt now is actually easy and enjoyable for both. Flirt away, have fun. If they actually don't want to for one reason or another, they'll straight up let you know. Then you just do a charismatic little "aw, too bad" with a smile and a complimenting reason for interest then and go back to simply being friendly. Don't let reading too much or worried anticipation stop you beforehand. If I spend a lot of time with someone, I will always be annoyed with them from time to time. For me, getting on my nerves sometimes is not a great reason to end the relationship. It literally always happens. The problem is me, not them. It was never going to be completely perfect. Your so is always going to do things that annoy you or make you mad. I enjoy writing and as a teenager wrote a lot of fanfiction. I accidentally completely distorted my idea of what a relationship is like. I wrote my own perfect guy 100 times over. Real men could never be exactly like I wrote men to be, and that took me a long time to realize, lol. That people will say what they think you want to hear even if it's contrary to what they're looking for. So when I was looking for serious, lots of guys said yeah. As soon as we started talking, they were just after hookups. You have to hold out a little doubt no matter how much you like someone. You might get used sometimes. Going from a live-in relationship of 14 years to a new live-apart relationship is hard. Understanding that love alone isn't always enough to sustain a healthy relationship. Communication, trust, and compatibility are equally important factors that require ongoing effort and commitment from both partners. Chances are you're never going to get closure or even a straight answer. Not everyone is down to put in the work necessary to make the relationship last. One challenging realization I've had as I've gotten older is that there's no such thing as a perfect partner. When we're young, we often fantasize about finding someone who perfectly matches our expectations and desires. However, as I've matured, I've come to understand that every person has their flaws and issues. Perfect relationships aren't about finding someone flawless, but rather about finding happiness and fulfillment with someone who accepts you for who you are. That to have someone worthwhile, you have to be patient if you've met someone you feel you have a connection with, and yeah, it's scary at first and you feel you can't take the feelings you have and you're worried that you'll self-sabotage it. Just take it easy and just see where it goes. Getting older, you grow trust issues and you feel you don't want to just jump in through fear of getting hurt again. You also have trust issues within yourself that you think this isn't real, or you're just imagining that you have a connection with this person, and you're wrong. You may meet a person who also has trust issues, so wants to test what kind of person you are. So if you think that, don't rush it. Let the other person do their thing until they decide it's you they want, and want to be with you, and if you push it or feel you don't want to proceed with it, and push away, you will lose your chance, and regret that you didn't go the distance. I made the mistake many times and have many regrets. Love definitely comes when you least expect it. It's just too much bother, and not having to deal with it all is more tranquil and soothing. Even if you are forgiven for a mistake you've made and apologized profusely for, your partner will not forget about that one time, and sometimes will use it against you. There have been a few. Love doesn't always die just because a relationship does, and I don't mean just one person holding on. I mean mutual love that just doesn't work out. Most relevant one for me right now is the weird realization that the hard part of dating as a single dad isn't the having a kid part, it's the actually being involved with your kid part. I know total deadbeat fathers that do really well sexually and or romantically that get directly noted as being a father, but the lack of the kid actually being around to take attention and time, and the implied lack of contact with the kid's mother is somehow a positive. I do fine casually, but seeking an actual relationship is significantly more difficult once I make it clear I see my kid every week, make time for him, and communicate with his mother even though I don't get on very well with her and only ever talk about our son. Always seems to scare people off. One challenging realization was understanding that not every relationship is meant to last forever, and that's okay. Sometimes, parting ways is necessary for personal growth and happiness. Poverty is the norm, unlike what people show. Many people have unresolved mental health issues that they refuse to address, self-included, until last year. If I spend a lot of time with someone, I will always be annoyed with them from time to time. For me, getting on my nerves sometimes is not a great reason to end the relationship. It literally always happens. The problem is me, not them.